All right, so I've got something in the mail here that I'm going to do a review on for one of my next YouTube channel episodes. And let's see what the mail brought us today. Always cut towards yourself. No, always be very careful. All right. How do you say that? XVIVE P58 wireless guitar system. Cool. Well, let's see what's inside this thing here. Pretty cool little box. Try to do it without destroying the box, of course. Oh, here we go. 5.8 gigahertz. All right, look at that. Okay, so I'm assuming this is the actual pedal / receiver. I see it's got a USB-C type on the back of it. That's probably so you can charge the wireless pack. All right, so that looks really cool. And then here we have, obviously, I think the power adapter for the pedal. Yep. Oh, and some constructions. All right, there's the little C-type to C-type for charging the pack. Oh, and here's a little snack for later. All right. Now, I'm assuming, I don't have my glasses on me, but I'm assuming this is going to be a varying voltage, meaning that you can use it in Europe too. Most adapters are varying voltage nowadays because of, you know, Europe being at 50 cycle hum and 220 volts. Cool deal. All right, so that feels like a fairly sturdy cable. Not terribly long, but that shouldn't be an issue. All right, and then over here we got our receiver. I'm assuming this is the part that plugs into the guitar. It's pretty cool. It looks like it's got like maybe some channel switching on it. I wonder if it has a charge or oh, it's got a little bit of a charge even. Good. That way we can at least probably got enough charge where we can at least test it out really quickly. All right. I guess phase 2, we fire this thing up. So yeah, I had to grab my glasses so I could look at this instruction manual real quick. Also notice that it does come with a warranty card for 1 year, which is pretty cool. It also came with a small little pamphlet of some of their other products. Looks like they do headphones and field recorders and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, they got a bunch of stuff on the back. Got a couple of different wirelesses that they offer. Now, from what I remember, before they sent this to us, one of the things that I noticed is the competitive pricing compared to, say, like your Shure wireless system, which are good systems, don't get me wrong, they're tried and true, but you're talking about half the price because those are also very not cheap. Let's see what we got here. It's got a rechargeable battery. We already knew that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, 5.8 gigahertz, high resolution, 24-bit, 2448. Battery life's up to 5 hours. That's pretty good. Yep. Does that thing take a battery too? Trying to see. We'll have to figure out what that little switch is on the side. It's almost indicating that, you know, it comes with the adapter, but It also looks like you could run it on a battery too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you got one receiver, one adapter. There's the transmitter. Charging point. Okay, that indicates the channel. So the channel is indicated on the pack. That's pretty cool. And then, yep, another cool feature. Okay, so it's got a true bypass and a buffered bypass switch. Okay, then you got your C-type output to charge the guitar pack. And then another very useful function of this style pedal tuner or pedal wireless is it has a tuner. So it kills the signal so you can tune, you know, silently instead of, you know, tuning all loud and stuff. But all right, so we're definitely ready for the next phase. We're gonna put this thing through an amp, see what shakes loose. So basically, when you're hooking up a wireless system, you want to put this in front of everything because this is technically your guitar. So we're going to take this little patcharoonie here, and I'm assuming this is the output on this side. It does have an input here, which is kind of weird. And we're going to go out of there into my favorite pedal in existence, and out of this pedal into my trusty old PV Windsor. So here is the transmitter that you put in the guitar. We're going to go ahead and switch that on. It looks like it's showing up over there already. It says RF. So we are going to plug this in. It's cool too because, you know, you can kind of move this thing out of the way a little bit. And that's not obtrusive at all. It just sits right there. All right, so now the real question is, oh look, it works. We got signal. Where is the pick? For this setup, I have a cabinet isolated in a closet over there, and I have a SM57 pretty much directly aimed at a vintage 30, I believe, an old vintage 30, and I just have it up through here. That way I can turn this up. So what you're hearing is, you know, the mic'd amplifier through my listening monitors. But yeah, let's see what we got. Let's start. I don't really notice any weird latency or anything like that. All right, well, let's check out the tuning feature on this. It's cool. It's got a big bright. I like that it has a really bright. Oh, look at that. Wow. And something to be said about the solar guitar and the SIT strings here, because this thing is in tune, and I just. Oh, that one's just a little bit flat, it looks like, which is normal. There it is. Wow. Let's check that tuning out real quick. Well, I really wanted to check out the tuner. It seems like it works, but the damn guitar was in tune already. Pretty much, except for the one string, which, you know, that's very normal because the big old string gets a lot of punishment in metal. So, yeah, so far so good. I think I'm going to play a couple of songs and check it out and see how that's going. And I might test the distance, you know, the transmission distance. And so far, I'm really happy with it. The construction is definitely road ready. This is not plastique. This is a metal case here. And, you know, if you huck this at somebody, you're going to have to, you know, pay for their hospital bill, basically. This is pretty heavy, sturdy. Another thing that I like about it is the adapter that came with it has an angle. That is very helpful sometimes. It just kind of keeps it tucked out. Because when these things are sticking out, they can like get damaged. You know what I mean? So that kind of just keeps it low profile. And then the next thing I guess we can check out is charging the transmitter. Yeah, we got the transmitter hooked up to the receiver here, getting a charge via USB-C type. I'm assuming that you could probably use just about any C-type charger. Maybe not one of the super strong chargers, who knows? But yeah, that's a cool function. This thing can be charging before the show, just sitting up on the stage ready to go if your backline is already set up. So pretty darn handy. All right, so I guess the next thing we can do is just play along with the song. You know, play a song and see if I notice any like weird latency or anything like that. A lot of the stuff that we do is pretty precise, so for me it'll be kind of a dead giveaway. Now normally I would be playing through a separate amp, but for the demonstration, this is a little bit easier to deal with. So here we go. Without further ado, Barbarian, our latest single. All right, so I guess the next thing we can test really quickly is the range. So we're at DNA Entertainment headquarters at the moment, and our little office space. So I'm going to walk all the way into the common area, if you will, and we're going to see if this thing, I might even walk outside. I might even just take a little stroll, and just let me know when this thing starts to not work.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll just keep it rolling. That way I can have the whole thing.
Go ahead and turn it up a little bit. All right, here we go. We'll take a little stroll. Notice any cutouts?
I may have noticed a little tiny one around 119.
Okay, well, that's because I walked all the way out to the front. I could barely hear it, you know, on my end. Now, of course, these things are going to start getting latency. But what this is just a test of how strong the transmitter is. I definitely went larger than a large stage just now. So this thing will be fine. And especially, too, if you've got this on your pedal board and you're stationary and you're a singer and guitar player like I am, you're never going to be that far away from it. Some people will be like, well, then why just use a cable? But the thing is that is one more cable on the stage. You've got a cable around. I was trained for years. My cable would almost stay wrapped around my leg so I could kick it forward while I was walking around on the stage. And then started using wirelesses back in like 09, and it was just a game changer. It just sets you free completely. And then, you know, if you're spinning around, because, you know, cables also get twisted up because you're dancing around on the stage, and you have to consciously remember to walk back the other way so your cable doesn't get all, you know, mixed up, or cables getting mixed up with other guys in the band's cables. I've had that happen before. So this is just a solution to a slight issue, and it's really cool. And like I said, if you've got this thing on your pedal board, for me, it's going to be sitting with the amp because I don't really use pedals at the moment. Nothing in front of me. Everything that I use is going to be here. You know, I'll have this into the drop pedal and then into the overdrive, or in the case of using my triple X's down here, which is what I use live, my PV triple X's, it'll just be wireless / tuner, drop pedal, amp. Real simple. I don't use a whole lot of crazy gain, and so at least when I'm using those, when I'm playing live, I don't use as much gain, and that'll be absolutely perfect and flawless. And I'll be able to walk to my amp, hit this button, and, you know, silently check my tuning. Well, that's pretty cool. It seems pretty responsive too. That's how you can check it too. Like, how quickly does it track the notes that you're playing? That's a good way to test it. It's almost instantaneous. That's also a good way to learn what note it is you're even playing. Yep. Yeah, it seems to work great.
So, currently out on tour with my band, Annihilation of the Wasteland tour. A lot of other details on that, but it gave me an opportunity to field test the XVIVE wireless system they so kindly gave for me to check out. So far, so good. All right, day number 2 with the XVIVE wireless pedal. This thing was absolutely flawless last night. I didn't notice any latency. I didn't notice any issues with it at all. It never dropped out, never lost signal. Battery life is still fine, although I'm going to charge it just to be sure. The tuner worked great on the stage. I have to tune one string down really quickly for the Nile songs that we're doing. And this is just really flawless. And here you go. I mean, here's my live rig. Just the old Triple X with the JCM 800 cabinet that I found for a really good deal. And yeah, they got my drop pedal and my pig hog cables. But yeah, man, I couldn't be more than happy with this. If I had only one minor gripe about it, is the cable for the adapter, the power supply, is a little short. It could use a little bit longer cable. But man, that's a very small gripe. I mean, that's not even really a gripe. That's more of just an observation. But man, I'm super happy with this, and I'm able to freely move about the stage and not have that cable under my feet. Yeah, works great.
Let's see how far back you can go and gotta find the signal. You could order a beer. Keep playing while ordering beer. While we're playing, if you guys thirsty, you could go order a beer.
Yeah, I could just go get a beer.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, man. What day is this? This is what on the tour?
We've done a week. It's day 7 now.
So yeah, so day number 7, I've had to charge this thing once. So that's great. Our set runs about anywhere from 55 to an hour, and I've charged it once since we've been out. Because it's got the indicator, like, you know, that thing will turn a different color when it starts to get weak. But also, while we're filming, let's talk about my guitar rig. So, have this in front, the old XVIVE wireless, which has been working great. The tuner works great. I've had 0 issues. Out of that into the drop pedal, and then into my XXX, which I use the yellow channel. Well, we don't need all that right now. It's going to be too loud. But for this tour, just to fill things out, I've got a slave line coming out of this XXX, going into this rig here. So now Kenji can turn me up or down right here if he needs to. If he needs more of Dallas, cool. If he needs less, he can turn it. Or he can even turn the damn thing off if he needs to. But it just helps. It sounds really full like this with both heads going. I'm really happy with it. It's a very, very straightforward rig. Not very much to go wrong if anything goes wrong. But nothing's going to go wrong, okay? What could possibly go wrong? All right, so real quick video reviewing this product here. This thing fell off the top of my amp twice tonight. I don't know why. I've never had that happen before in my life, but halfway through the set, there was a lot of subs, and it was just vibrating. I mean, that's fine. That happens. No, I'm sure it was great out front.
Great show, guys. Thank you so much.
But this thing still hung in there after falling off of my amp repeatedly. Hella props. All right, day 10 on the road, field testing this XVIVE wireless, and I have to say it is really held up out here. It's actually fell off the top of my amp a couple of times. It still works. It's handling the rigors of the road. The only con with the pedal that I can detect is the adapter cable is just a little bit short. But if that's all I got, I mean, this thing is really good, and you know, it's very competitively priced compared to some of the other wirelesses out there, and I have not had a singular issue with it. It works really great, and the tuner is pretty damn accurate.